looks like Pervez Musharraf, who had been suffering for many critical illnesses, he has passed away today morning. This is what Pakistani media has been reporting in big way. Official confirmation from family sources or from the hospital is still awaited. But we know that this is news that has just broken, and Pervez Musharraf is believed to be have passed away in a hospital. He was suffering from diseases, and he was actively not involved in the politics for a very long time now because of his problems. But we know that he had been a very tall figure in Pakistan's politics. Whenever Pakistan's politics will be discussed for a very long period of time, Pervez Musharraf did have his influence over its polity, its military establishment, and especially the bilateral ties that India and Pakistan has had and would always have this imprint of Pervez Musharraf's tenure over its present bilateral relationship, if we talk about, or whether it will have a future bilateral relationship of India Pakistan. Whenever it will be discussed, Pervez Musharraf will always be a character to it.
Abhishek, can you walk us through what his last few years look like? All right, actually, just stay with us, please. Abhishek, we have with us Murtaza Solanki. He's with us. He's a senior Pakistan journalist. Sir, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on CNN News 18. So we're sharing with our audiences the news that Pervez Musharraf, the former leader of Pakistan, has passed away. So if you could contextually place for us what this day means for Pakistanis.
Well, it's a news like any other news. Pervez Musharraf has had the dubious distinction of violating and abrogating Pakistani constitution twice. First on October 12, 1999, and then in November 2007 when he imposed his emergency, which is also known as Emergency Plus.
Right.
But as a human being, he was probably a pragmatic politician in uniform. When he was a junior officer, not the top general, he had this fetish of doing what he did in 99 Kargil. Benazir Bhutto had mentioned that publicly that second time when she was prime minister, that same Kargil plan was brought to her, which she had rejected. Finally, he pulled it through with the help of a couple of generals, and now that is part of history. So he was initially a more hawkish general who had inherited, the anger against India, which he exhibited many times. But, after he took over, you saw that he became a dove out of nowhere. And he seriously tried to ease tensions between India and Pakistan. But because of the internal dynamics of Pakistan, he couldn't succeed. In his late years, he was an ailing man who tried to restart and resurrect himself as a politician and failed miserably.
Sir, could I just ask for our audiences if we could just zoom into the last thing you were saying right now? You just started to describe what his last few years were like. As you pointed out, he was ailing for a few years. I'd just like to understand more about what we know there.
I didn't get your question right.
So I'd like if you could tell our audiences more about what the Pakistani leader's last few years looked like, please.
In the last few years, we had been getting the contradictory reports that he is sick and he wanted to come over while he was alive. But then his family interjected and objected. They said he would probably not get better medication. So they let him stay in UAE, and he died there.
Hmm. And sir, can you tell us more about who he leaves behind, if you do have any information on the family members he leaves behind?
Well, his son and probably his daughter and his wife. That's about it.
Okay. And sir, one final question for you before we let you go, sir. I just want to understand, for the current dispensation that is in charge, that is obviously the PMLN, you've also got the PTI, how do other political parties in the current political space look on Pervez Musharraf, sir?
Well, when it comes to PMLN, it's pretty clear. They despised him when he was alive, and they might not say too many kind words about him now that he's dead. When it comes to PTI, they have absolutely different positions in different times. Imran Khan was the chief polling agent of Pervez Musharraf when he held that fraud referendum. Then they fell apart when Pervez Musharraf didn't give him 100 seats in Pakistan's National Assembly in 2002 massively rigged election. So then they fell apart. But if you fast forward it to Imran Khan's tenure as Prime Minister, it's a matter of record that when a trial court convicted Pervez Musharraf of treason under Pakistan's Article 6, which is about abrogation of Constitution,